Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jonah White. I'm an apocalyptic independent author, the author of the Shadows of Darkness series. So today I'm going to be talking about how writing helped me with my mental health, as well as some tips on how it can help and improve your mental health or your mental state. Now, before I get started, I want to put a disclaimer that I'm not trying to say that writing will just solve any sort of mental illness or any mental issues that some people may be going through, because writing can't just solve every single one of those, and there's some that are super severe. But I'm mostly talking about how writing can help maintain your mental state, or it can help prevent you from going into serious states of mental depressions or loneliness or anything of that sort. If you haven't already, feel free to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. That way you can be notified every single time I post these sort of videos. I'm going back into offering writing tips videos, and I'm still on track to trying to live stream some writing sprints. I just be a little patient because I'm trying to figure out my whole system and everything, and I'm trying to buy a new laptop so I can be able to live stream me writing several different books this upcoming year. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. Okay, so the first thing I have to talk about is that writing can help prevent you from feeling fully lonely, during those alone times, or you get back from work or school and you don't have anyone to hang out with, or maybe your friends or family are preoccupied and you have just some alone time and you don't really know how to pass that time. Well, writing for me did help in those certain situations, because I would come back from work and then there's several hours I had nothing to do until I went to bed, and then just repeated the process again. So I decided to write, and it really helps pass the time. And writing can also help you get into can lead you into maybe getting involved with AuthorTube, or getting on Facebook or Instagram groups where you can meet tons of people. And the good thing about these groups is that they don't really care who you are or anything. You can just write something and you'll get a response, or you can communicate with people without worrying about trying to fit in or anything like that. Even if you're a newbie writer, you don't have to try to sound intelligent or anything in order to belong. You can just offer your input, or you can just ask questions and people are more than happy to answer them. So yeah, writing can help with prevent you from feeling super lonely, because that is a major thing that's going on, especially since what happened in 2020, where some people were not seeing that many people, or some people that didn't have friends and they wanted to meet new friends didn't really have that luxury, because they weren't going outside enough, or they didn't have much to do outside of their home. And even when you were outside of your home, most of your face was covered anyway, so people couldn't really see you at all, where you felt like half your identity was covered up. But we're not talking about that. We're just talking about the situation that we were left in, and I felt like writing really helped me from feeling lonely, or feeling the absence of not being able to go out all the time or visit friends. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is that writing can be sort of like a stress reliever, or a way to release your stress, anger, and maybe a little bit of sadness from you, because you can write short stories where you can try to translate a lot of that or release it into your story. For instance, 2020, I'm going to be using 2020 a lot, hopefully not too much in this video, but for me, my story, my sequel to the Shadows of Darkness story was supposed to be really dark, and my characters were on borderline. One of my characters was borderline depression or on a mental breakdown, and I really wanted to translate a lot of that from my own life. I didn't ever reach those states, but I'm a human, and some people are tempted or reach that point where things are not looking well throughout the year, and your life is messed up and everything over something that you can't control. So you tend to feel alone, or things aren't going right. And I found that writing really helped me translate my feelings onto my main character. And writing was just a ways I could just release a lot of that stress or like a lot of that sadness into like short stories and all that stuff. So I feel like sitting down and writing can be a way to like for you to release a lot of that pain that you may be feeling that way, because the worst thing you can do is like have no way to release it, or have no one to vent to, or no one to like explain your problems to, and then all that just builds up in your mind, and then you can just reach a breaking point, or you just reach a point where you just shut down, and then there's just little anyone can do to help because you were not given an opportunity to like release a lot of that pain and stress that's building up in your mind. Okay, so the next 2 points are going to feed into each other, but the first of those 2 points is that writing can give you a sense of pride and accomplishment, because not many people can write or can write a book. And I'm not saying that they are not smart enough, but a lot of people just don't have the time or the patience to sit down and write an entire novel, or even write short stories or novella or anything like that. And if you are able to do that, you can like really feel that sense of like, wow, I accomplished something really big. Even if you didn't sell a lot of copies, or you're not on New York's bestsellers list, just writing a book and writing a story is a huge accomplishment, and you should take pride and accomplishment in that. And that feeds into the next point, is that writing can give you a sense of self-esteem, like you know that you're accomplishing something, and you feel like you have some purpose in life, and it feels like other than working or going to school, you are accomplishing something, and you're not sitting idly at home, like waiting for the next day so you can repeat the process over and over. So it can be a way to boost your self-esteem, especially if you don't seem to find many things to boost your self-esteem to, which you should be doing, because I don't think anyone should be in a state where they feel down about themselves, or they don't feel like they can accomplish anything, or they don't feel high on themselves. So I would say like definitely writing or accomplishing a short story or a book or even a poem can give you a sense of pride and accomplishment, considering that it is a special thing, because not many people are able to do this. So I did mention this briefly before, but writing can also break up a repetitive daily cycle. Like you get up, get ready, go to work, then you come home, maybe watch TV, and then go to bed, same process. Or it could be you get up, go to school, maybe do a little bit of homework, maybe watch TV or jump on the internet, and then go to sleep, repeat the same process. So writing can give you like a secondary purpose when you're not at work or in school, where you feel like you're accomplishing something, or you're proactive, or you're exercising your mind, and it's not being idle or anything like that. Because exercising your mind and keeping it proactive is one of the best things to help prevent like depression, or like sort of like stress building up in your mind, because our mind needs to be preoccupied, because if it's on idle, it's more vulnerable to us falling into depression or like loneliness, and we have more time to like reflect or dwell or saturate ourselves in our problems if our mind isn't preoccupied. So I would definitely say like writing can be a way to break up those repetitive days. That way your days aren't feeling all the same, and you can't distinguish one day from the other if you look back over the past year, like what did I, that way you don't feel like the whole year went to waste or anything like that. So the last point I would like to make is that when you do write something, you can actually see yourself, and this can boost your self-confidence. Or if you feel like you don't have a purpose in life, or you feel like you're lonely, or you were struggling with depression, and you do reflect that in your story, is that you can write about your struggles and how you're overcoming them in a nonfiction book. Or you can write fiction, and you can actually see the fruits that you've accomplished and get that self-esteem, knowing that what you've created here can be a blessing to other people. Whether it's nonfiction, people see your true story, and they may improve their lives, or they may be touched by your nonfiction story, memoir. Or you can write a fiction book and people could just have a nice time, even having a few people just message you saying like, hey, I really enjoyed your story, I can't wait for the next one, and you just gave me a fun book to read. Like that's a good feeling to have, that you can be a blessing to other people. And this can also motivate you to continue writing in the future and give yourself more of a purpose in life, where you can like be proactive, have more of a purpose where you can be touching other people's lives. So that's going to conclude this video. I know this is a pretty tough subject to talk about. I'm mainly talking about this coming from an approach like how writing helped me, mainly back in 2020, but even before that. It helped me with my mental state and everything. And I'm so glad that I've gotten into writing, and I don't regret it for one moment. So I'm going to be continuing more of these writing tips videos, but feel free to like, subscribe, and share with friends. That way you help support this channel. And I'm going to be working hard to get those live streams up right away, showing writing sprints, or like some of my daily writing processes, editing processes, or I can just create videos where I can answer questions that you guys may have. But that's going to conclude this video. Stay tuned for the next writing tips video, and until next time, happy writing.